Michal, thank you so much for your time today. What an incredible career you've had. I want to begin by asking you, actually, let me start that again, sorry. Michal, thank you so much for your time today. Really enjoyed your keynote session. Now, tell me, you're certainly one of the top experts when it comes to AI today. And frankly, we've seen AI make huge leaps and bounds in what seems like quite a short amount of time. Tell me, do you think that these systems are actually intelligent, or are they just very good imitators?
It seems like a very short amount of time because we talked about it in short amount of time, but even my mom did AI in 76, and AI exists from 50s, and first mentions of reinforcement learning, it's like 1999, right? So we're talking about because it's finally becoming useful. If it's truly intelligence, it's very hard to know because we have different flavors of intelligence. There is, rationality, curiosity, memory, creativity, and many other things. What the current models are good at, it's summarizing the information. So humankind, as people, better than animals because they're able to communicate. That's why nations were able to fastly exchange information. And now we're at the edge that we know that for any large language model. So when we talk to a big LLM, it's summarized all information from the whole planet. And so it's like a really, really good extraction. So that's a part of intelligence that it masters really well. There's another part of intelligence that humans master extremely well, and LMs are really bad at it. We as humans, as the collectives of humans, we can also reason with uncertainty. Well, I think there'll be raining, but I'm not sure about that. Oh, she told me that the way to Japan, I need to take the 3 flights, but she said she was not sure. That person went there 5 times and they didn't have to change twice, right? And so we humans can say, well, how is even of these people even sure about it, and how to combine information that's good for us. Current ChatGPT is always sure. It's like, oh, and if you contradict it, oh, I don't think it's right. And say, I'm sorry, you are extremely right. It's exceptionally sure about opposite things, always sure about something. And so the next step would be that how to actually reason from this uncertainty. And so I want to be part of this step, and this is what I'm working on.
I think you're quite right. I always feel like ChatGPT wants to be my best friend, whereas actually I want the accurate truth. Now, you have spent your career, in fact, you've worked with giants like Meta, you have your own stealth startup now. You spent your career trying to create AI models with as little human supervision and intervention as possible. Why is that important?
I was always curious to create AI systems that we don't need to spend much time training before they become useful. Because if time training them is more than useful, they're not very useful. If you need to, for example, understand people, like for example faces, you will need to say, oh, this is your mother, this is your mother, this is your mother, this is your mother, and you did 1,000 times, and you need to do it for each other person. The babies don't need that. They see one face. They don't need to even be told their mother, and they can extrapolate through all different kinds. If the mother changes hair, takes glasses, there's no extra, but it still learns. So how to actually get this learning that doesn't have very much supervised information? So in the beginning, humans learn just by observing, taking next steps, observing people, then observe parent, then maybe later in the school you get some, expert information, and then you're comparing and maybe try the new things when you're scientists, and only like maybe very few percentage of population is, and that needs to try the new stuff. So also one of the part of real intelligence is to able to extract information without explicitly being given what should be done. And I think this is the thing that we need to crack with AI, that became like a truly useful without needing to be provided. Because if smart people, give a lot of information to models, well, the models are not, intrinsically smart. They're just repeating us. The real smartness becomes when they can take it themselves.
Absolutely, and I think you make a really important point there. Now, Michal, tell me, you've worked at Meta, you've worked at Deep Innovation, you've worked in academia. From your perspective, where do you think the next big breakthrough in AI will come today?
I think it will come with a combination. There is a really search of NEO labs, for example, in end of 2025 and beginning of 2026, when people can actually, focus on giving the next step, because current labs focus having the big model, and the most likely stuff that having the big model is that, well, you trade the most traditional recipe and you get it bigger. Like, we know that more data, better model, more compute, better model, more weights, better model. So, but all of that is more expensive. So the models that are that big, yes, they are smarter, in quotes, but they're very more expensive to use. So we kind of need to find a new, what we call new parallel scaling law. So can we do something, maybe combine a lot of small model and have something like collective intelligence? Because humanity is not only that you have a one super smart person and dictates all of them. It's a collective intelligence. Even our body, right? We have different organs and they're specialized. Even in organs, we have different tissues, right? So we need to find that modularity in models too, right? Maybe it's mixture of experts, maybe it's spectral, with Scalora. There's a lot of things, maybe all of them, because humans kind of master all of their societies and groups of societies, can be modular all of things. So the new things come with like finding the right modularity that fits what our society needs.
I think that's a fascinating perspective. Michal, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate your insights.
Thank you very much.